Hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Towel Boy. Today is Friday. Somehow it's already August 1st. Um, we had our first football game of the 2025 season. I don't know if you can really count the Hall of Fame game as a true football game, but nonetheless, there was football played last night. Uh, so it's a really exciting time. We're continuing the series of top 10 most talented players at position. Today we're doing the wide receivers. And I got to be honest, this one is the hardest one for me. There's about 30 really good to borderline like elite players at the wide receiver position today in the NFL. It is such a talented position that a lot of number twos, you could make a case, could be a number one on other teams, right? So this was a tough one for me to make my list. Um, Again, like I said, for all the other ones, this isn't necessarily a deep dive into analytics or advanced stats or anything of that nature, right? This is mostly how I see a receiver, what I see on film. And honestly, this is for this position, it is probably the closest to like that boy nice watching, right? Like just wow, this guy's a stud out there. Because I think receiver might be the one where if a quarterback's not looking your way, or maybe you're attracting so much attention from the defense, you don't get quite as many targets. Um, so it's kind of a tougher one, I think, to look at super deeply. As far as the analytics go, there's a lot that plays into this position. But I think the wide receiver is the coolest position in the NFL, right? Quarterbacks are the most important, biggest names, but the dudes that have the most quote unquote aura in the league or whatever, it's got to be receivers. I feel like I love watching receivers play. Biggest plays of the game are usually crazy catches made by receivers, obviously. So most fun position I think to watch in the NFL. About to go into who I think the top 10 best, not most productive, not you know who I think the best receivers in the NFL are. So starting off at number one, I have Justin Jefferson, and I think he has been for a while. You can make a debate between him and number two, but to me, Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL. He is on track to go down as one of the best ever, right? Um, Record breaking start to his career. I just think he has the best combination of speed, route running, elite hands. He hardly ever drops the ball. Finding open spaces, connections with any sort of quarterback. He elevates the play of every quarterback. Josh Dobbs, I mean, it could be some Kevin O'Connell, but Josh Dobbs looked like a competent quarterback for a couple of weeks. Nick Mullins is out there producing because they have Justin Jefferson to throw the ball to. Um, I think, like I said, a combination of size, speed, athleticism. There really isn't a whole lot of receivers who have ever looked as good as Justin Jefferson. So at number one, I have Justin Jefferson. At number two, you can easily make the case this guy's the best receiver in the league, and I'm not going to argue with you really. Number two, I have Jamar Chase, wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. Last year was phenomenal for Chase, right? Um, the Triple Crown. He's a big play waiting to happen. He's maybe the most explosive guy in the league when it comes to just pure power and strength. Um, he's got everything just like Jefferson that you want, right? Speed, athleticism. I think that as far as route running goes, I give the nod slightly to Jefferson, just slightly. Um, but there's not a lot. Jamar isn't one of or the best at in the league when it comes to the wide receiver position. So number two, I have Jamar Chase. At number three, I have CD Lamb. I think I think it's kind of overlooked how good CD really is. He can play in the slot, play outside. When you get the ball in his hand, good things happen. Whether it's on the outside, playing the X, um, playing the slot. If you get the ball to CD Lamb, good play is going to happen, right? Now, I think he's just a notch below the other two guys when it comes to pure route running. But as far as speed goes, athleticism, separation, he might be as good or better than the two guys above him. So CeeDee Lamb, one of the most dangerous overall weapons in the NFL. I think it's underrated just how important he is to the Cowboys and how good of a receiver that he is in general. So number three, I have CeeDee Lamb. Number four, I was kind of surprised how high I ended up having him when I was looking into all of the receivers trying to do my rankings. Number four, I have Nico Collins. I think just the um, size and speed that he has, he's a true number one receiver. And his combination of size and speed is just, you don't find it a lot, right? Big body, tall receiver. Last year, he hit one of the fastest top speeds in the NFL. When he's playing, he's a true difference maker. Down the field, vertical threat. Uh, he's going to make the catches, the contested catches. Now, I still think he can improve as a route runner, but that's just nitpicking, right? That's still a good route runner, but he can do a little. If you need to make a tiny improvements, that's where I would say for him. He's not as much of a slot guy as the other guys. I don't think he's as versatile, but he's still an elite receiver. Uh, no one really can say they make more big plays than Nico Collins does for the Texans. So at number four, I have Nico Collins. Number five, this guy isn't as productive as the other guys, but that's simply just because of the way that their offense runs. I have AJ Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles. In the last 3 years, he signed two major extensions, so you can see how important the Eagles think that he is. Um, I know I said I'm not going to dive super deep into like advanced stats, but if you just look on the Eagles' record and their points per game when AJ Brown is out there versus their record and points per game when he's not playing, it's staggering the difference. AJ Brown is a physical specimen, right? Um, Elite separator where he'll get open. Um, and he's going to make every catch that you need. He's going to get open. He's a mismatch for the smaller corners. He's faster for some of the lankier safeties or whatever you want to put on him. Um, Number five, AJ Brown. That dude is just a pure beast mode. And kind of like CeeDee Lamb, I think it's underrated just how good he is and how impactful he is at the receiver position. At number six, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions. This guy is just the true epitome of like he's a dog, right? The combination of footwork is, I think, he's the most elite. Just pure footwork. He's going to find those pockets. He's just going to find himself getting open. He can. I think he reads the defense at the most elite level that we see in the league. He's not as top speed fast as the other guys, but when it comes to just quickness, pure burst, getting open, not a lot better when it comes to straight toughness, which I mean, it's not a stat you can truly measure, but there's not a dude tougher than Amon-Ra St. Brown. It seems like his hands are glue. He catches everything. Good route runner. Amon-Ra is just one of the elite players in the NFL. So number six, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. At number seven, I have Puka Nakua. Um, Same kind of as Amon-Ra. This dude is just a pure dog, pure beast. Crazy size. He might not have the highest quick speed burst or top end speed, but he's very fast, very athletic. Um, he when it comes to contested catches or making these unbelievable athletic acrobatic catches, Puka is one of the best in the league, I think. So Puka, I think he's only going to continue to get better. Uh, I love Puka Nakua. Very again, I don't think people understand just how good he is sometimes. I think he's a beast. Even with Devontae Adams, Puka is gonna be the clear number one there for the Rams. Number seven, I have Puka Nakua. Then the next two, I have two players coming into just they've only played one season in the NFL, but they've done enough. I think that you could be like, these guys, they're some of the best players in the NFL. Number eight, I have Malik Neighbors. Uh, Crazy productive rookie season. One of the twitchiest and fastest dudes when he gets the ball in his hands. He's a big play waiting to happen, dangerous weapon on the outside or playing in the slot. But I think what separates him is the fact that once you get the ball in his hands, he's going to make a play, right? He's going to dance. Um, if we're looking to when he wants to make that jump into the top five, you want to see him elaborate on his route tree slightly, but man, all the tools are there. Uh, I'm excited personally just to see him eventually get that quarterback, whether it's Jackson Dart or their franchise guy, eventually the next couple of years, uh, Malik Neighbors is going to be, I think, going to go into that CeeDee Lamb type tier, and with the production as well. Then at number nine, I have his counterpart from LSU, first round draft pick last year for the Jags, Brian Thomas Jr. Now, he had just as good of a rookie season as Malik Neighbors, right? I think he's a better deep ball vertical threat than Neighbors. I don't think he's as good in short spaces as Neighbors. It's kind of a toss up what you prefer. Brian Thomas going to make those downfield catches. He's a little bit bigger than Neighbors. Uh, Insane top speed, very fast, very athletic, and really it's just a very, very like elite receiver. We're looking at the top 10 receivers, and I think Brian Thomas did enough in his first year to really be considered a game changer. So, uh, Brian Thomas Jr., I have number nine. And then this number 10 spot, last spot in this top 10, was the hardest for me because there's so many good receivers. That 10 through 15 spot was incredibly tough for me to make. I ended up going number 10, Tyreek Hill. Now, last year, he didn't look as good. He wasn't the same Tyreek Hill that we've seen. But then when I really thought about it, you take out the priors of Tyreek Hill, last year, he's still one of the best receivers, right? The attention that he takes away for the defense, the quick speed, burst, athleticism, explosiveness, power, it's still there. Just because it might have fallen off slightly from early Tyreek Hill days, Tyreek Hill of early days was an anomaly. So you got to take that into consideration. I still think Tyreek Hill, the fact that he can make anything happen at any time, I'm going to put him at number 10. Uh, Other guys I considered, I had a Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, but eventually Tyreek Hill was that guy that came away. I was like, I think he's my number 10 receiver. So there it is very quickly. This is a tough one. This is the one I hope to have. I like to have the most conversations about the wide receiver position because there's so many things that go into it. Uh, do they play more slot? Do they more play on the outside? Are they ball in their hands, short yardage guy? Are they deep threats? But these guys are the 10 that I think separate themselves when it comes to a combination of all of those things, right? So at the end of the day, I have Justin Jefferson number one, Jamar Chase number two, CeeDee Lamb number three, followed by Nico Collins at four, AJ Brown at five, and Amon-Ra St. Brown at six. And then I have Puka Nacua at seven, Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. at eight and nine. And then rounding out the top 10, I have Tyreek Hill. I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on my list. Um, I love seeing who you guys think I have too high, have too low, where you guys differ from your opinion. So please comment below. Comment on Spotify who what you guys think was the where I missed, who you guys think I'm too high on, too low, and what receivers you guys think deserve to be top 10 that I don't have in my list. Uh, Thank you guys for checking this one out, for tuning in, and until next time, you guys have a good one.